Day for your love, right here on Early Edition with it's 5:31 p.m. bringing Pacific people together. It is 6 minutes past 10 o'clock. Tributes have continued to flow following the passing of two rugby greats, Tuigamala and Joeli Vidiri. Former All Black and Pacifica Engagement Manager at New Zealand Rugby, Eroni Clarke, joins us this morning to share some of his memories of both of those legends. We say talafalava and thank you so much for making time for us this morning, Tama.
Malo lava whawhai, mo le awanoa, lo fionga ete. Thank you. Always wonderful to be here with you.
Now, Inga Tuigamala, tell us your memories of Inga the Winger. How old were you when you first met Inga?
We were youngsters growing up out in West Auckland. Both boys born in Samoa, but obviously when we came to New Zealand, we stayed. We did what most of our Pacific peoples do, and that's start from West Auckland. Start in South Auckland, and then migrate to the Central, to Grey Lynn and Kingsland and others, and then we moved from west out there. Whereas Inga and his family, they came straight to New Zealand and then all the way down to Invercargill, and then worked their way back up to Auckland. And it was at West Auckland where I met Inga. We were in probably our teens at that time. Obviously, Inga went to the second best high school of West Auckland at Kelston Boys. I went to the best at Henderson High School, and so we there would be, and of course we would always meet at different events and other things as well. And then we started playing representative rugby together in the under 16s for Auckland, and it was there I got to see what the world has seen of and know of Inga Tuigamala and the way that he played the game, and it was those. And from there we continued on through the grades, and of course Inga accelerated very quickly, making the All Blacks at 19, because he was just amazing. And I think those probably were our beginning memories of my memories of definitely of Inga Tuigamala.
What were some of the characteristics that you remember from those early years?
Yeah, that cheeky smile, that smile that lights up can just light up a stadium, light up a room. You know, he's such a beautiful. He's in those days he was very much a jokester, but again just his charisma. But at the same time, it's quite amazing how someone can be so extroverted, but yet at the same time be so humble and loving and caring of people that Inga was. And those were certainly some of the things that of his personality that he was. And I think as he started to continue through his ascension in rugby, he really took on that responsibility of being a role model. He understood the power of influence and how that was that. Obviously, he took so much from his own experience as a young person. He talked about growing up. We all watched Sir Brian Williams, and we were captivated by his amazing ability, and of course playing for the All Blacks. He looked like us. He spoke like us. He was, and to know that he was Samoan and that he was Pacific. And so Inga really saw that when he became an All Black, that the power of influence and the ability to help young people make their dreams come true, whatever that pursuit might be, that was something he took seriously. And he, the way that he realized that what he said and how he lived his life and had a power of influence over the next generation of young people. And I think that was something that for Inga, that he always took seriously. And he would stop for anyone. He would stop for someone that was just, on the street. He would stop for somebody, whether they were a corporate or whether they were just the cleaner. That was something that Inga loved, and he would take time for people and speak to them and talk to them. And I think that's one of the only some of the wonderful traits and that showed the character of who Inga Tuigamala really is. There's so many that for that, it would take just so long to be able to describe him.
Did you go one-on-one with him on the rugby field? And
Yes, had the absolute misfortune of doing that. He played for, obviously, and it was in club. Thankfully, it was in club rugby, but he played for his very proud Ponsonby club, and I played for Suburbs, and they in the Suburbs, the coaches thought it in their wisdom to we had to try and contain Vaenga, and so they put me on the wing. They put me on the wing to mark him, and I thought, yes, I think I've up to the job, but I was so wrong. As soon as he got the ball and he did a little shimmy, and then I lined him up and I absolutely hit him with everything within me, and he just wiggled his hips and then just with a busting just action, he just threw me to the side, and I sat there on the ground thinking, well, that was a really good idea, putting me on the we couldn't stop it that day. And, Ponsonby always boasts the host of All Blacks, but Vaenga that day, he terrorised and he took us apart, and he was amazing. So thankfully, though, that I played together with Inga more than I had to play against him through the years.
Yes. Oh, that's too funny. And then, you would have been devastated of the news of Vaenga's passing, as we all were, and then a double whammy. Gosh, the next day to get to hear of Joeli. How did you take that news? Did that come as a total shock to you as well?
Yeah, we were preparing to announce the media release for Vaenga, and I received a phone call from America, from Joey's widow, saying that, Eroni, that I have some very bad news to tell you about Joeli, and it just broke my heart. I was already, backpedaling with Inga's passing, and then to receive the news of Joeli was just, it was absolutely devastating. And these are two great men that I've had the absolute pleasure of playing together with, and who were, who loved the game. They were passionate about the game. But yet two men who loved their communities, who loved our people, and I think that was the beautiful thing about Joeli and Vaenga, was that that's what they loved. And hearing Joey's passing was just an absolute shock. Absolute shock.
Yeah. Two of our greats. What are some of the fond memories you have of Joeli?
We were, I think we know Joeli with, of course, his beloved county Steelers, but I think I really got to know Joeli even more so when rugby turned from amateur to professionalism, and all these super franchises were formed, and of course we were with the Blues, and I really got to see firsthand Joeli, his ability. It's such a gift to have and a blessing to have Jonah on your left wing, and then you've got Joeli on the right wing. These two great, powerful, quick men was incredible. And Joeli, we were in South Africa in the first year of Super Rugby, and we were playing a really tight game against Natal. And of course, it's one of the hardest places to win for any team in South Africa. And we were hard on defence, and all of a sudden, Joeli found himself. He was marking three players. And the ability, what he did was he ended up riding what we call riding in defence, or jockeying. And Joeli managed to force the ball carrier to pass to the second carrier, and then he passed to the winger. And at that time, everyone thought that the winger was in for the try in the corner. But out of nowhere, Joeli's huge speed just pulled. It was James Small. James Small was running for the try line. South Africa the Natal were already jumping up saying this is a try, and Joeli pulls him down in just centimetres from the line and throws him out. And after the game, one of the Natal players, Caboose under his face and comes up to me and he goes, Eroni, how fast is that Joeli Vidiri? And they just, I think from there, we really got to see some of his attributes, and we've seen it from there that more and more, he's just that ability to run around, beat players was hugely incredible. And I was so glad that to see him, having played for Fiji, that he got to play for the All Blacks as well. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And even more so, like Jonah, for us to have found out much later on in their career that he was suffering that serious kidney, it just made you marvel at what they were able to achieve, despite the fact that they did have those conditions.
That's right. I think many have said that, can you imagine if they were playing with that condition, imagine what he would have been able to play if he was fully healthy. And both that would really, it staggers people just to think that if they were 100% fit, just what their potential could have really, what we could have really seen would have been hugely amazing.
Former All Black and Pasifika Engagement Manager at New Zealand Rugby, Saveatama Eroni Clarke. Our condolences for the loss of two very close friends, and we are so grateful that you have made time to share your memories of them with us.
Thank you, Itzi. Thank you for the opportunity, and I just wanted to acknowledge that too, that our thoughts and our prayers are for both Vainga and Joeli's families and their children, and their wives. So, thank you,
Thank you. You're listening to Early Edition with Etse, 5:31 PI, bringing Pacific people together. That was Saveatama Eroni Clarke recalling his fond memories of his very, very close friends, Joeli Vidiri and Vainga Tuigamala. Rest in peace. Here is One Talks with